Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be back. Welcome to my channel. Just to give you two words about my channel, The Sanctuary, this channel where spirituality meets the soulful legacy of the stars. I'm your host, Claudia Monicelli, also known as Christelle Martinet, your guide on this profound journey. And this channel is dedicated to exploring the unseen, connecting with the spirits that continue to inspire and influence our world from beyond, from deep spiritual insights to heart-rendering stories. We're here to open your heart and mind to the endless possibilities of the universe. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. And if you're seeking understanding, healing, and connection, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest explorations. But before we start, I'd like to just say a few words on the type of mediumship I practice. There are different forms of mediumship which can said to pertain to one of the two following types. There's mental mediumship, where a person goes into a very light trance through meditation, raises their vibration, and connects with spirit on the other side. Often people who get a mediumship reading will be looking to hear from their departed loved ones. A mental medium is still conscious of what is going on in their world. This is the form of mediumship that I subscribe to and that I practice on this channel. The other form, or group of forms, is deep trance channeling, which is a state where a person completely lets go and allows a spirit to talk through them. Now, let me first present Ebrahim Raisi. We recently received the news of the tragic passing of former President Ebrahim Raisi of Iran in a helicopter crash. It was a few days ago, May 19th. As a significant figure in Iranian politics, his impact on both domestic and international affairs has been profound. Today, we're honored to channel his spirit to gain insights into his experiences, his thoughts, and hopes for the future. He was an influential Iranian political figure who served as the president of Iran from August 2020 first until his recent passing, May 2024. Raisi embarked on a career in the judiciary very early in his life, earning a reputation as a staunch conservative and a committed advocate for the Islamic Republic's principles. Before his presidency, Raisi held various different significant judicial positions, including Attorney General of Iran and the head of the powerful Astan Quds Razavi Foundation. And in 2019, he was appointed as the Chief Justice of Iran, where he focused on anti-corruption measures and judicial reforms. Now, I'm going to start the channeling, but I have then, these are pre-recorded. You will see them and view them after I upload them. Just a few words I need to say. When I started the session, I was unaware of how long it would be or how many different issues would be discussed. So put your feet up and relax because it's quite long. I had to pause the video, drink, relax, then again go into a meditative state and continue. So this happened 4 or 5 times. I just didn't expect it to be that long. So let's start by welcoming Mr. Raisi, and thank you for joining us today to share your wisdom. Now, I will be putting the thumbnail so I can concentrate and start the session. During my tenure as president of Iran, the most pressing challenge for me was navigating the complex web of sanctions, of international sanctions imposed on Iran. Those sanctions severely impacted our economy and the daily lives of our citizens. You know that Iran has a very rich history and a very turbulent history. It was a challenge to balance economic recovery with maintaining our sovereignty and principles. That was a constant struggle. Also, managing the internal divisions, internal political divisions, and addressing the aspirations of young people, a dynamic population, this posed governance challenges. I did, of course, have a vision when I governed. I had a vision for Iran's future, domestically and globally. My ultimate vision for Iran was to see it emerge as a strong, self-sufficient nation so that it could independently thrive while maintaining its heritage, its cultural and religious heritage. I also had a challenge between maintaining traditional values. As you know, many older countries with an older history have traditional values. How was it possible for me to maintain those values and embrace some form of modernization? I envisioned Iran as playing a pivotal role in regional stability and being a model of resistance against outside external pressures. Balancing traditional values with modernization was a great challenge, but I believe it was necessary to find a harmonious blend where progress did not alter or compromise our core beliefs. I also was tasked with managing Iran's relationships with other countries during and throughout global tensions. It required a multifaceted approach. My key strategy, and please keep an open mind, my key strategy was to ensure that remained firm. Iran remained firm in its principles by being open to dialogue and negotiation at the same time. Everyone wants to know about peace. What could I or did I do? We as a nation sought to strengthen ties with neighboring countries and other non-Western nations to build a network of support. I thought that through mutual respect and strategic alliances, we could quell or mitigate the effects of isolation and promote regional cooperation for peace and development. Yes, there were economic challenges, as I mentioned, because of international sanctions. Sanctions imposed on Iran were a severe impediment to our growth. And to address this, I focused on developing domestic industries, reducing dependency on foreign imports, because through the promotion of self-reliance while investing and investigating technological advancements and research in science, but at the same time encouraging local businesses, were key elements of our national policy. I would like to give those that will come after me advice to the future leaders on how to strengthen Iran's economy. I would advise those leaders, both current and future, to continue these efforts, giving priority to economic resilience. This word resilience is a word that all humans should keep close to them and understand it, and drive toward innovation to withstand external pressures. There are, of course, many considerations, a series of reflections that I have, because if I look back, I consider my most significant achievement to be the efforts made towards strengthening Iran's independence and resilience. But I regret that we could not achieve greater unity within the country, and we were unable to enact more substantial economic reforms. But what message shall I leave for the people of Iran and the local community, the global, all of you, the global community? My message to the global community and to the people of my country is to remain firm, steadfast in your principles strive for unity and pursue progress that benefits all without compromising your values. You may think that these words do not leave room for the notion of harmony. It probably is a matter of semantics, but when I call for unity and progress to benefit all and maintain values, this to me means harmony. For the next generation of leaders in the world and Iranian leaders, I hope that they build on our efforts, my efforts, to foster international cooperation, balancing progress and tradition, as I said, and ensure that Iran remains a beacon of cultural heritage without losing its traditions. On the global landscape, I see my country as having a more active role, but like many more countries in the world, a positive role in global affairs, contributing to peace and stability in the region, but also beyond. Social justice is a key word that emerges always in terms of education, healthcare, and poverty, the alleviation of poverty, both in Iran, but also in countries like the United States. During my tenure, I focused on improving healthcare access and improving education for all in my country, especially those in rural and underprivileged areas. We launched initiatives to reduce poverty by investing in infrastructure so as to create job opportunities through various public works projects. Now, many of you in the audience listening to me are questioning my views on women's rights and their role in the Iranian society. I believe in the importance of women's contributions to society, while maintaining our cultural and religious values. And here, please, again, keep an open mind and remember who I was, a man, human, with all of my flaws. We sought to empower women through education and increased participation in the workforce, and also promoted policies to ensure their rights and protections. Of course, I came from certain experiences, and my experiences shaped my presidency, particularly in terms of law and order. My experience in the judiciary shaped my commitment to law and order. I aimed to uphold a justice while ensuring the security of the nation. It was a delicate balance between enforcing laws and addressing the socio-political dynamics within the country. There was the need to balance human rights with national security. This was perhaps my greatest challenge. My thoughts and my view was that ensuring the safety and stability of the nation sometimes required tough measures. However, I always aimed to align our security practices with moral and ethical standards. Our economy needed to grow, and what I and those around me ruling the country tried to enact was to diversify Iran's economy beyond oil and gas. For future growth, we invested in sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and technology. We promoted industries and encouraged private sector growth to create a more, again, the word resilient and diversified economy. The young people of our country were and are a valuable good for the country. How was it possible to address youth unemployment and to harness the potential of the country's youth population? The youths are our greatest asset. We had programs to improve, like I said, education and vocational training, aligning them, of course, with market needs. We encouraged entrepreneurs through grants and support systems. This was another critical element. Entrepreneurship drives economic growth and innovation by providing resource and removing bureaucratic barriers. We attempted to create an environment where young entrepreneurs could thrive and contribute to the economy. Perhaps a topic which is more of interest to those watching is the topic of cultural and religious influence. Cultural heritage is the soul of a nation. In Iran, we invested in preserving historical sites, promoting the arts, traditional arts, and supporting festivals, cultural festivals. This ensured that our history was celebrated and passed down to future generations. Compared to Western culture and its influence on Iranian and other countries' societies, I believe that while Western culture has its merits, it is crucial to manage the influence that it has in order to protect national values. I and others like me encouraged cultural exchange, but always emphasized the importance on our own traditions and ways of life. You, when you travel and immigrate around the world, will be a greater citizen in the new country you inhabit if you keep the traditions of your home country alive. Our religious beliefs influenced our policy making. Religion played a significant role in policy making, in my specific policy making, guiding principles of justice, compassion, and integrity. I believed that governance should reflect our Islamic values while being inclusive and fair to all citizens. The identity, religious identity in Iran needed to be balanced in terms of modernization and global integration. Balancing these required careful consideration. We aimed to adopt advancements that aligned with our values, ensuring progress without losing our essence, our cultural and religious essence. We also did have environmental priorities. There was a scarcity of water, there was pollution, and climate change were all critical issues. We prioritized sustainable water management, reducing pollution through stricter regulations, and promoting renewable energy sources, of course, to mitigate the impact on the environment. Addressing these challenges involved collaborating with international bodies, investing in green technologies, and raising public awareness about environmental conservation. Of course, every country usually wants to enhance its influence in their surrounding part of the world, and strengthening Iran's regional influence in the Middle East required diplomatic efforts and strategic alliances. We engaged in dialogue with neighboring countries to promote peace and cooperation, leveraging our position to contribute to regional stability. Alliances, what are they? How is it possible to create and promote alliances for peace and stability? This is essential. Building alliances is essential. Think of it this way. Alliance is a word that comes from a context of global warfare, global strategizing, global partnerships, but think of alliances as friendships. Friendships are necessary for all to survive. We tried to seek common ground with other nations, focusing on shared interests like trade, security, and development. These alliances helped to counterbalance external pressures. What I mean, of course, by external pressures, you have understood by sanctions posed on Iran. But we wanted to promote mutual benefits. I cannot not address Iran's nuclear program. Of course, within the context of national security and international diplomacy, our nuclear program was always intended for peaceful purposes and national security. It may not seem that way for those on the outside looking in. It was essential to maintain sovereignty and protect national interests. We were transparent in our commitments to international regulations, but at the same time, while asserting our right to develop nuclear technology. Many internationally viewed Iran's nuclear ambitions with suspicion and thought it as a threat. To those who viewed our nuclear ambitions with suspicion, I would emphasize that we adhered to international agreements and our openness was in dialogue. Ensuring global security was a priority, and we consistently advocated for peaceful resolutions. I led with my head and then my heart. I was a man, yes, with all the weaknesses of men. Do not be swift to judge, but first be ready to walk in my shoes. Quite intense and full of, it's not the typical spiritual talk that many are used to. I would like to thank His Spirit, of course, for all of the thoughts and insights that it provided and He provided us. And to our viewers, I would like to thank you for joining this special session. Please share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Thank you for being a part of this moving session. Connecting with Raisi's spirit has been a poignant reminder of the light we can find even in the darkest contexts, the darkest backgrounds. We hope this exploration has touched your heart and opened new pathways for your own spiritual journey. For more spiritual explorations and channelings, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Claudia Monicelli, Christelle Martinet, this channel. Your support helps us to continue this journey together, illuminating paths with the legacy of the stars. Until next time, keep seeking, keep believing, and carry the light of understanding within you. Farewell and blessed be. Bye-bye.